Welcome back to episode 3 of the Classic Mechanic Interviews. This is a special episode about a special car. This is the last unfinished from the factory Jaguar XJ-S Lister Widebody. It sat for 28 years in a warehouse, deteriorating quite badly actually because it wasn't particularly dry. So I bought this 2 years ago at auction, and we've made the decision to completely strip it down, start all over again, do a bare metal nut and bolt, which is what we do, and finish the project. So here we talk about the engine. It's a very rare engine as well. This is a 6.3 special by Ron Beaty, who's a bit of a legend anyway. And Laz is going to talk to you about progress so far on this, and it's going to be a really interesting project to follow. So make sure you follow and subscribe. Keep an eye on our social media. Hi, welcome back to the Classic Mechanic in Hungary. We're now in what we call the engine clean room here. This is where Laz rebuilds the engines. We've got 3 V12 ones actually we're going to be talking about, actually. But first of all, we're going to talk about the long-awaited footage about the rarest of cars we've got at the moment, which is the Widebody Lister, the last unfinished one from the factory. And we're just going to have a talk around this and have a look around the progress on this engine, because it's probably one of the most rarest engines actually that has been yet to run a car on the planet, I would say, actually in terms of Jaguar anyway. So Laz, if you want to just do the quick unveiling here. He's got a bit of his blanket on here, and so you can see this is a work in progress at the moment there. So this is an engine built by Ron Beaty, and he was a forward engineering, one of the senior development engineers at Jaguar as well. Those that know Jags and know Listers will definitely know him, and racing, of course, because he was very heavily involved with Jaguar racing. So this has come out of the last unfinished Lister widebody from the factory at Lister, and it was built specifically for the car as a 6.3 litre, and it was bench tested for 10 hours, but it never actually ran inside the car. It was fitted to the car, but it didn't turn the wheels. Sat for 28 years inside the car in a warehouse, gathering damp and dirt and dust, and then I bought it 2 years ago, and it's come over to the workshop, and we're doing a full nut and bolt restoration on this. And Laz has already made progress on this, and I'm just going to get him to sort of tell us a bit more about this one actually there. So Laz, this engine was obviously didn't run anything, but was it as difficult as all V12 engines to take apart?
Yes, same as the other V12 engines. This is, as you mentioned before, is a special one because it's increased in capacity. It's 6.3 litre, and loads of modification has been done to it by Ron Beaty to get it to that size of the engine. First of all, what you can see on the video, the color of the engine block and the parts. It is, because it was back in those days painted by them, by Forward Engineering when they built it together. Not sure what was the exact reason for that. I think just make it unique and make it like they've built it, and then looks like different to others. Yeah. So we thought we're going to keep that as it was back in about 30 years ago. And that's why it's painted with all the rest of the bits there, which is part of the sump, the volley cover, some of the coolant system parts, the water rails, and some more parts will be the same. What you can see down here is the tappet blocks. They will be the same color here.
Yeah.
And also the cylinder heads, but they're not done yet.
How did they increase the capacity on this car then from a 5.3 standard engine?
There's a lot involved there. They increased the capacity, being bigger bores in the cylinder liners, but it meant they had to modify the engine block also to take the bigger cylinder liners. It means if you look deep there is some sign of the machinery work. What have they done? They obviously measured the complete engine block, and the center line in the normal standard engine looks like you've got 3 cylinder liners close to each other. You've got a gap in the middle, and you've got another 3 one close to each other. But they redesigned and measured the center line again, and they made it like this, which is exactly the same distance between all the 6. So they had to rebore the cylinder block to take the cylinder liners, and also they had to make the bore bigger because the cylinder liners are bigger than the standard one.
I think the interesting thing about this engine as well is that this is a pre-HE engine as well.
It is,
the car
yes.
was a HE. It's a 1984 donated car, really, for the donor Lister, as it were, with all its wide body kit on it. But this is a pre-HE, and we've sort of dated it to it's an early E-Type, actually, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've got the block on it. We didn't know that until we obviously got the car in pieces because it was in such a state.
Yeah.
But I mean, potentially, therefore, we've got an engine that will actually produce more power, and that's probably why they've chosen this actually for that purpose. Or Ron has, because he did like the pre-HEs, I believe, actually.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about it.
Did you say that there's glue involved in here as well, actually?
Yes, because after when they've done all the machinery work to the engine block and the cylinder liners, they used some sort of glue to fit the cylinder liners and keep them there. Normally, when you work on the standard V12 engine, the liners are just pulled out by hand, or maybe not by hand sometimes. They need a little bit more help. But you cannot do the same one with this because they bonded it in properly and it's not moving at all.
Wow, amazing actually that. So I suppose the other thing to talk about on this actually is the ancillaries that go in that there. So we have had to make a decision on the inlet manifolds, haven't we, to actually then paint them black. So
yes,
what was the overriding sort of issue with this then that made us decide?
First of all, because it was stood for 20 odd years, the state of it, the looks of it, it was terrible.
Yeah.
It has been media blasted, but even though after that it wasn't very nice looking. It was clean, but not very nice.
This had been modified, though, hadn't it, as well, actually?
Yes,
So it's a Ron Beaty modification.
As you can see, the ball here is bigger.
Got you, yeah.
Bigger than the standard. The wall here is a lot thinner than the standard one. So yes, it has been modified. That's why we did not want it to replace this one, because there's no point to do that. We have to keep it original. But we also wanted it to look nice. That's why we chosen to get it black.
And you've got and of course we've got the wider throttle bodies on this one, so hence that is a modification, again, from Ron Beaty Forward Engineering. I mean, what's really important for us here is actually that, we want to make this as authentic as possible to how the car should have been finished 28 years ago. We want to see it running as it was, as Ron bench tested it, and that's the really important thing here. So we want it to be, a tribute really to a quite legendary sort of engine builder at the time.
Exactly, that's the right word what I was looking for before.
Yes, it's the legend that was. Yeah, indeed. I mean, this is going to be quite exciting when it's all finished and put back in the car there. So the gaskets, though, of course, there is something a bit special about the gaskets on these as well, isn't there?
It's all because the increased bore size of the cylinder liners. They used an original cylinder head gasket, but as they've done with the engine block, they redraw the cylinder, center line of the cylinders, and they increased the diameter for the bores on the cylinder head gasket, and also ringed. If is the right word for that.
Yeah.
To make it perfect and make it seal as good as it should be.
Brilliant. Yeah. I mean, this is it. Yeah. And
once it was used, we cannot be able to reuse it. And anyway, look at the state of it. It's not something that you could reuse. So instead of that, we got a company who made a complete new one for us.
Well, yeah, because quite lucky actually in the many things that Hungary has in resource-wise towards classic cars actually is loads of different small businesses that are able to actually then help us actually save engines and classic cars in whole there, because the engineering is still alive and kicking there. And there is a company that makes bespoke gasket sets, which we have in close proximity there. I'm going to just give a quick flash on the wall. Here is some that Laz has got at the back waiting to be fitted there, which you'll see more about. But we can actually do bespoke gaskets for the V12, or we're hoping to do some bespoke sets.
Yes, we plan to do that, and hopefully in the near future we can release some of the sets with different kind of gaskets included. And hopefully we can start to get them supplied to people who needs them.
Yeah, I mean, you've always expressed a real sort of dislike of the gaskets that you can buy off the shelf at the moment, because, as you said, they're rubbish.
My opinion is, if you buy a complete cylinder head gasket set, or the lower bottom end gasket set for the V12 engine, some of the parts which included to the complete set are good. Definitely the cylinder head gaskets are good, because they are same as the original, supplied by Payen, a company called Payen. So that's okay. But all the rest of them made from not very good quality paper and not very good quality material. So they are not oil resistant. They will cause problem in the future. We had that before. So that's why we thought we're going to work out what's the best solution for this, and make the gaskets from a proper good quality material, and then it's not going to cause any oil leaks or anything else like that in the future.
I mean, we will hopefully have sets of these available for sale in the near future. Can't say when yet, and it has taken a while to actually get to the point of R&D wise, actually, with the manufacturer there in Hungary to actually have these sets right, for different V12 engines. But keep following us, and we'll let you know as soon as they're ready to actually ship on those there.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, it's a work in progress, this one, isn't it? We've got lots of work to do on this, and what we'll do is we shall leave this one now and come back to you as we start doing more work on this. So make sure you keep following us. That's the best thing. Thanks.